Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. If you want to drop a donation, feel free. Now let's just get into it. So I made a video yesterday about the Little Brown Jug, Michigan at Minnesota, and I missed a couple things, and I haven't made a video in a while, so mistakes will be made. But hey, let's talk about Michigan. We still got a week before the game, a week and a half before the game, so let's talk about it. Now, the thing that I really missed and didn't really elaborate on like I wanted to was the running game. I touched on Minnesota's running game a little more than I did Michigan's. I didn't really touch on it like I wanted to. But the running game is always big for Michigan, and especially with Harbaugh ball. We all know what Harbaugh wants to do at heart, and that's run the ball down your throat and throw about 15 passes. And honestly, with Joe being a first-time starter, Harbaugh and Gaddis could go two ways. They could come out trying to throw and get Joe that confidence early, or they could try to come out and try to establish the running game very religiously almost to take the pressure off of Joe. What they'll choose to do, I don't know. But the running game, honestly, the Michigan running game should be better than last year, even with some key losses on the offensive line. But it should be somewhat better because you have a better backfield. You got Hassan Haskins, who's got to play all that time last year and kind of came out of nowhere. You got what's the I can't think of the other running back. Charbonnet. Yeah, Charbonnet, who had about 11, 12 TDs, I think, and was killing in the red zone, got his carries, but he was coming off of injury in the offseason. Last offseason, he had knee surgery. So he should be even stronger, faster, and better this year. Then you got Chris Evans coming back, who is a speed and space type of back. You want to get him in the flats, throw passes to him, and he can also get around the edge. And then you got the freshman, Blake Corum. And I just asked Joe one thing. Is he what I've been hearing? And the one thing Joe said was he's fast. He's fast. And I said, okay, that's all I needed to know, because that's all I've been hearing is that dude is fast. So Blood Corum. So with all these backs, Michigan is probably going to try to establish the run a little more, and then get Joe in with the play action passes like that to get him settled in. But the game is going to be played in the trenches at first, I believe. Honestly, with these two type of teams, we know Minnesota in the past was a running team. That was what their claim to fame was running the ball. And last year they had about, I want to say, 2,000 yards rushing or more. With who was the starter? Rodney Smith had 1,100 yards. The backup Muhammad had 600. Tanner Morgan had 400 yards. So that's a lot of production on the ground. So the game gonna be played in the trenches. With that being said, whoever can establish the run game is probably gonna win this game. Whoever can get the running game going and be consistent with it is probably going to win. Now, the thing that is good for Michigan, and this is why I was saying Michigan should win this game, is Minnesota has the young inexperienced linebackers. So hopefully the offensive line will be able to exploit that. And also young guys in the secondary, which when you're not experienced, you just make mistakes. So that's just that. Now, I know Minnesota fans, y'all gonna say, well, Michigan lost Metellus and Michigan lost Levert, and Michigan lost Khalid Hudson and Glasgow. The guys Michigan lost aren't really that. Like they may be, some of them are in the NFL, but they're not really. The dudes we're replacing them with have more upside to me. So, and then some of the replacements are coming from injury, so they've been starters. So, with that being said, that's why I'm not worried about it so much for Michigan. The only spot that I'm kind of worried about for Michigan is who's going to be that other corner on the other side of Vincent Gray. Who's going to be the other starting corner? But safety, we know our safeties. We know Vincent's going to start, and we're just trying to see who's going to be that corner because Minnesota's probably going to go at him. And then that's the chess game between Minnesota's offensive coordinator and Don Brown to see how they're going to play that because they're going to try to get that new corner matched up on Bateman. So that's just what it is. And we'll see about the pressure game with Don Brown. Can Michigan get pressure without blitzing? And the same for Minnesota. Who can get pressure on the QB without having to bring 6, without having to bring 7, without having to bring 5? Who can get pressure with 4? That's going to be a big thing. And especially with Don Brown in the man blitz Viper scheme, Minnesota runs the crossing routes and they do the RPO. I touched on the RPO yesterday, but they do a lot of crossing routes and all that too. So it's going to be crucial. You may have to run zone. I'm not sure if you got the boys on page with it, but you may have to do that for the scheme that they bring on offense. You may have to run zone to combat that because they have a lot of speed and they have the scheme to exploit what you like to do. That's the big thing. They have the scheme to exploit what you like to do on defense. The question is, will Kwity Paye, Aiden Hutchinson, and not only that, and this is where I'm hoping that the defense has taken steps further than last year because we got Mozzie Smith and Chris Hinton in the middle now. We still got Carlo Kemp, but I don't have much faith in Kemp. I'm just gonna be honest. I put more faith in Mozzie and Chris Hinton because they have the size. They're actually 300 pounds. Kemp is an undersized defensive tackle. He switched positions like 2-3 times, and he's a D tackle, but he's undersized, and I just don't really care for him. But with those boys being in there, the pass rush, and not only because last year a problem with Michigan was on running teams, they could just run up the middle as much as they wanted to, basically. And then not only that, we would have rushers coming on the outside, and then there's no pass rush up the middle, so the quarterback can step up and get more time, do whatever he wants. But if you got, hopefully this year, from what I'm seeing from Chris Hinton, it looks like these dudes are going to have a pass rush up the middle. So you trying to get away from Aiden and Kwity Paye and Luigi and these boys on the outside, you step up, there shouldn't be anywhere to step up. Like Chris Hinton and Mozzie should be pushing that pocket, collapsing the pocket basically. So you're going from the outside, you got the 2 DNs, then the quarterback steps up and he's stepping into Chris Hinton and Mozzie pushing his offensive lineman in his face. So that's what I'm hoping to see, but we haven't seen us play. So this is just my thoughts. We ain't seen them play, so it's all just thoughts right now, y'all. But I just wanted to elaborate on all that stuff a little bit more because, the game ain't been played yet, and there haven't been any games, and we gotta wait. So I might as well keep elaborating. But that's all I got, y'all. I will be going live this Sunday at 6 p.m. So tune in for that. Add me on Twitter. I'm gonna put my Twitter handle in the comments, and that's all I got, y'all, for this one. So like, share, subscribe. Share the video. Minnesota fans, y'all share it. And as always, go blue.